everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Joy, and today I'm sharing a video for Inspiration Friday with Fleur. I'm sharing products that I love, and at this time of year when I'm in full project mode for the holidays, I have some tools that I love to use to help me simplify. The first one is the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. I do like to create some decorative envelopes to send out cards to family. This is a new product called the small stitched envelope from Lawn Fawn. I love that decorative edge on it, as well as the stitched detail which is around the edge of the die. I'm going to show you how to make some of these later on in the video. Another product that I bring out almost every year are my seasonal stencils. These ones happen to be from Tim Holtz, and I use them on a variety of projects. These label stickers or word stickers are also from Tim Holtz and are new this year. And here is one of the tags that I've already created using some of the stencils in the pile there that I've shown you. Let's get started on some new projects, and I'm going to start off by creating another tag. I love to use craft colored cardstock, and I love mixing white with it. So I'm going to be using some Memories Unicorn white ink with a sponge applicator, and I, before the video, had colored one of the crazy dogs with a little hat and cut out a circle for the dog to sit on once the background of the tag is finished. I'm simply going to sponge on the white ink over top of the stencil, first in the center and then around the edges. Because this is a pigment ink, it takes longer to dry, so I'm going to heat set it with my heat tool before I move on to more stenciling around the edge of the tag to fill in the rest of the space. I'm going to then come in with more distressing, the peeled paint color on the green circle, just to define the edge and give it a little bit of interest. I'm going to do the same inking around the edge of the tag with some vintage photo distress ink. I just think it gives it a nice finished look. It's time to assemble the tag now with the last little pieces. I'm going to use the circle on the right hand side. I'm going to glue it down so it hangs off the edge. I'm going to cut off the excess, and the little cute dog is going to sit there on top of the circle. I'm going to use some double-sided foam tape to give it a little bit of dimension, a raised look off of the tag, and I'm going to cut this strip in half so I have some smaller pieces for the legs of the dog. With all the contact paper peeled off, I can now stick the dog down to the circle, and I'm going to add a sentiment with the holiday talk stickers that I showed in the beginning of the video. I'm going to cut it in half so it can fit on the tag instead of hanging off of the edge, and then I would lose some of the words. And for the finishing touch on this tag, I'm going to grab my ribbon box, which I don't use very much anymore, to be honest. I have no idea how old these are. I'm going to loop that through and pull the ends through the loop and cut them off on a diagonal, and that finishes off this tag. I'm going to show you here a few more tags that I've created with some of the stencils that I showed in the beginning. The two smaller tags here have some die cuts and stickers layered on top of them in order to finish them off. The next favorite product I'm going to share is the We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. I'm going to quickly make an envelope here, but I highly recommend using the instructions provided on the board. It is exact and tells you how to do it, and they are very simple instructions to follow. So I'm cutting down my paper here to 8 1/8 by 8 1/8, and then I follow the instructions provided on the board about how to line things up with the score guide, etc. I rotate the paper around and do all of the punches, all of the score lines, and then I use the reverse punch on the opposite side of the tool to round out the corners of the envelope. You don't have to follow that, it's just a nice little touch. Sometimes I use it and sometimes I don't. Using the tool included with a punch board, I'm going to crease all of those score lines into place, and then I'm going to take some Suk Wang double-sided sticky tape, which is a really good strong adhesive, and close off the bottom portion of the envelope so I can insert my card at the top. I like creating my own envelopes as a nice little detail when sending out some of the cards to my family and using up some of the old papers I might not have used from last year. Now it's time for my third favorite product, and this year Lawn Fawn released this small stitched envelope. It has some great sentiments. I'm not using them this time though, and a tag die that can decorate the front for a sentiment or an image. I die cut this on a Sizzix die cut machine, and the assembly of this is so simple. I'm using Sukwang double-sided tape again on the two little flaps on the side, and then I fold up the bottom and press them into place. And then all you need to do from there is decide how you'd like to close this gift card holder. You can use ribbon, twine, or in this case I'm using a glue dot to hold the flap down to the gift card holder, and the person won't have a struggle opening it up to find out what's inside. I also die cut the decorative tag, which also has the stitching detail around the edge. I found a pretty simple scripty Merry Christmas sentiment that I'm going to stamp on the tag with some vermilion colored archival ink. I love how intense the red is of this ink. And then I'm going to take some aquamarine and sponge it around the edge of the tag. It kind of matches some of the blue snowflakes that is in the pattern paper. And the last thing to do to finish this off is to add some adhesive to the back of the tag and adhere it to the gift card holder. You can seal this closed in any way that you wish. As I said before, some ribbon might be an idea. I wrapped some twine around it here to see how that looks, but I figured since this gift card envelope is going to be going into a stocking, that I'd simply add a little mini glue dot to the center of the flap so it's easy to open. Last but not least, these adhesive rub-ons from Prima Marketing, designed by Christine Adolph, are a favorite throughout the year. They just released some new holiday themed images and sentiments, and I'm going to show you quickly how easy these are to use. I take an image, I cut it out from the contact paper and kind of position it where I like to see it. I'm going to pull out my foil bin here. I store everything together in one bin, and I use deco foil from iCraft or Thermal Web. I'm going to use some silver on this one, and all you do is you remove the contact paper from the back, place it on your project, use the popsicle stick burnishing tool provided, or a tool that you have in your supply. There is a color change that happens when you know it's adhered. You remove the top layer and then it's sticky, so now you choose out your foil, and I'm going to use this silver one, which has been used on other products, but there's still some usable area left. You burnish the foil to the adhesive rub-on using your finger or the popsicle stick provided, and you pull back the foil and reveal your image. If you've missed any area, you go back in and rub on the foil. And because I am using textured cardstock here, I do have to go back in a couple of times to get the foil to stick to the adhesive. Here's a final look at the projects I created today. I wanted to thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Give it a thumbs up or leaving a comment. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do that. I will leave a link in the description area below the video so you can head on over and check out how Fleur was inspired this month and to see some of her favorite products. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.